Order of the Sacred Rose. The Order of the Sacred Rose is one of the Orders Militant of the Adepta Sororitas, or the Sisters of Battle, founded in honor of Saint Arabella by the Ecclesiarch Deacis in the middle of the 38th millennium, at the same time as the Order of the Bloody Rose was founded. The order is based on Terra in the Convent Prioris. Order history. In the wake of the mad High Lord Goge Vandire's downfall in the 36th millennium, which ended his tyrannical reign of blood, Sebastian Thor was declared Ecclesiarch, and instituted sweeping reforms to the Ecclesiarchy. The High Lords of Terra were fearful of a repetition of the reign of blood, and so the decree passive was passed, forbidding the Ecclesiarchy from maintaining men under arms. Alicia Dominica, at Thor's order, formally founded the Orders Militant of the Adepta Sororitas, which adhered to the letter, if nor the spirit of the decree, in that all its warriors were female. Following Thor's Reformation, the newly founded Adepta Sororitas were split between the Convent Prioris on Holy Terra and the Convent Sanctorum on Ophelia 7. Both of these convents are massive fortresses housing tens of thousands of sisters. Those sisters still residing at San Leor were transported to the new convents, and the foundations of the non-militant orders are laid. In time, the Orders Militant grew into larger and more powerful organizations, and Sebastian Thor's successor, Ecclesiarch Alexis 22nd, decreed that the two convents each be divided into two Orders Militant. In mid-38th millennium, Ecclesiarch Deacis created two more Orders Militant, the Order of the Bloody Rose in honor of Saint Mina, and the Order of the Sacred Rose, founded in memory of Saint Arabella, based at the Convents Sanctorum and Prioris respectively. Like the Order of the Bloody Rose, the Order of the Sacred Rose was not established during the existence of its patron Saint Arabella. In her lifetime, Arabella earned the honorific of Liberator, and many battle sisters, especially retributors, are known to pray to her spirit for liberation from doubt and rash action when a cool, logical head is required. Of all Dominica's bodyguards, Arabella was known as a particularly disciplined, even-tempered sister. However, behind her serenity lay the determination of a resolute warrior, and her symbol was thus a white rose, held aloft in a mailed gauntlet. The white-armored Sisters of the Sacred Rose embody these same virtues, facing down alien hordes and warp-spawned monsters with bolters calmly leveled where lesser warriors would panic and falter. Notable campaigns. The War for Piety in the 835th year of the 41st millennium, the shrine world of piety rematerialized in real space after being swallowed by a massive warp storm 2 standard centuries earlier. The planet was, however, almost unrecognizable, having been transformed during its time in the Immaterium into a hideous demon world. Canoness Sarah of the Order of the Sacred Rose immediately leads a force of battle sisters to the planet to retrieve artifacts from the Reliquary of Hope, one of the few imperial sites on piety to have withstood the corruption of chaos. As the rest of her force established a perimeter around the reliquary, Sarah leads several squads of sisters into the labyrinthine corridors beneath. For 3 solar days, Canoness Sarah and her battle sisters fought their way through demon and mutant-haunted passageways. Bolters cut down scores of blood-hungry demon hounds, and the sisters' flamers purged vast swathes of bloated plague beasts. Only Sarah and 2 Celestians survived the horror to rejoin their order's battle sisters on the surface, having recovered the left thigh bone of Saint Dolan and 3 pages from an original copy of the Lexicon of Falsehoods from a stasis vault in the reliquary. The surviving battle sisters withdrew to orbit with the prizes just as a fleet of Grey Knights starships arrived and laid waste to the planet with cyclonic torpedoes, performing the merciful exterminators which put the world's tortured inhabitants out of their misery and offered them the Emperor's peace. Second Halo Schism, unknown date of the 41st millennium, when the Archconfessor Cornelius preached the war of faith that saw the demagogues of the Second Halo Schism burned on pyres 20 meters high. It was the female warriors of the Order of the Sacred Rose that broke the back of the heretical cult's fanatical defense of the Palace of Radiance. War of Faith Kaurava system, unknown date of the 41st millennium, led by the canoness Selina Agna, the order helped lead an imperial crusade against Xenos, heretics and the forces of chaos within the Kaurava system. This crusade brought them into brief conflict with other imperial forces, including the Blood Ravens Space Marine Chapter and the Imperial Guard's 252nd Conservator Regiment. The Battle Sisters of the Order of the Sacred Rose were supported by the living Saint Mina in the defense of the Order's primary bastion in the Sama district, on the planet of Kaurava 1. Defense of Valada. In the 997th year of the 41st millennium, the Tyrannid High Fleet Leviathan overruns the Ecclesiarchy world of Valada in a matter of hours, slaughtering the entire population of pilgrims and Ministorum adepts, as well as overwhelming a battle barge of the Iron Lord's chapter. A small force of battle sisters from the Order of the Sacred Rose represents the only humans to bear witness to the event, having barely fought their way clear of the carnage. Notable sisters of the Sacred Rose are: Saint Arabella is the patron of the Order of the Sacred Rose. Although this long-dead martyr never led her order in battle, it was founded in her name. She was one of 5 companions of Alicia Dominica, the patron and founder of the Adepta Sororitas. She was the last of the surviving 6 sisters to enter the Emperor's throne room when they were brought before him for a personal audience during the Reign of Blood in the 36th millennium, by the custodians. Arabella disappeared in late M36 shortly after the death of Sister Mina. Her ultimate fate is unknown. Canoness Magda Grace, she was a canoness of the Order of the Sacred Rose who had fought against the uncaring tides of the universe for 83 long years. From childhood, she has held fast to the belief that the righteous have an inner strength, a core of iron within them that stands untarnished by the twisting tides of fate. Those near her find themselves unconsciously holding the same beliefs as Magda herself, that the Emperor protects, and whatever terrors the universe visits upon them, the faithful will die content. During the Cryptus campaign against High Fleet Leviathan in the 998th year of the 41st millennium, upon the night world of Dizcran, Canoness Grace battled ceaselessly to contain the vanguard swarms that had infested the planet. She rallied the planetary defense force time and time again as they are engaged in a series of desperate battles beneath the planet's capital city, hunting down the gene stealers infesting the sewers even as the beasts hunted them in turn. When Magda eventually emerged triumphant from the Undercity, she bore a livid gash across her eye and down her cheek, a parting gift from a lictor that had hunted her night and day, until she finally put a mass-reactive bolt into its bulbous head. Her order was next stationed on Lysios to hunt down and exterminate the pagan giant worshippers of the crawler hulks. When the Tyrannids invaded, however, they quickly turned from persecutors to saviors. Under the leadership of Canoness Grace, they gave their lives freely to ensure the citizens of the algae-slicked planet had a chance to escape. During the battle on Lysios, Magda Grace herself was cut down on the threshold of salvation by the lictor that had hounded her since her first encounter with the Tyrannids upon Desiran. Canoness Selina Agna, she was the canoness of the Order of the Sacred Rose. She personally led her order in the defense of the Kaurava system during the large incursion of Xenos and heretic forces that assaulted that system's worlds. Canoness Agna and her sisters also fought against various imperial forces during that unfortunate conflict, including the Blood Ravens Space Marines chapter and the 252nd Conservator Regiment of the Imperial Guard. Deeming the Imperial Guard Regiment as a threat for refusing to cede to her authority over all imperial forces, and the Blood Ravens as corrupted, somehow responsible for the massive warp storms that engulfed the entire system. The Order attempted to purge the system of all Xenos threats as well as those deemed as heretics. Order appearance. Order colors. The colors of the Sisters of the Sacred Rose's vestments and power armor is white with contrasting black vestments. The linings of the cloaks are red, as are their weapons. Order Badge. The badge of the Order of the Sacred Rose is a simple white rose.